Hello, and welcome to Portsmouth This Week. I'm your host, Conley Zani. This show is under the auspices of Rich Rayner, our Portsmouth Town Administrator. Together, Rich, myself, and the entire Portsmouth This Week team are on a mission to build community. We do that by bringing you accurate and timely information about the issues and events that are relevant to you. We introduce you to the faces, the personalities, the leaders in this magical place in which we live. I'm so honored today to have an instructor from the Portsmouth High School, Ryan Bailey.
Hello.
Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Ryan, you are the Portsmouth High School digital media instructor.
I am.
And now you're here in our studio. And I get so excited about this because I know you are working hard with the students there at the high school, building your own studio.
Yes.
And I didn't even know how to describe this place to you. I was like, you know, you're going to come in, there's going to be some interesting things behind you. Maybe it feels a little, maybe old and worn compared to the new fancy stuff you guys have at the high school. I don't know. What do you think?
You'd be surprised. It's a little, I'd say it gives off a little Mr. Rogers-y vibe, but it's actually a little, really kind of touching, and
it's
I like
great.
it. We're getting to where we can have some sort of set like this. It's a slow but steady process. But what we have now is, a little bit, you guys are kind of killing it better than us a little bit.
Well.
We'll see what
they're
next
kind of pros here.
year.
We got Brian, pro. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
But are you carving out, are you trying to actually build a studio there at the high school? Like, do you have a room set aside and dedicated?
So right now we, each kind of CTE program that we have at the school gets 3 kind of separate rooms to build upon for whatever.
And what does CTE mean?
Just career and technical education.
I have heard that before.
We have things like child development and engineering, business and entrepreneurship, criminal justice. We have a lot of. We're doing biotech and music production are brand new next year. So we have a lot of different programs now for students pretty much all over the state.
So digital media is part of that?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So a lot of what we focus on, it's like podcasting, actual broadcast television, cinematography, short films, anything that involves sitting in front of the camera.
Yeah,
so
great.
It's a lot of building upon what we're doing. But this year, it was kind of like a full clean and a reorganization and actually build kind of a modernized studio.
Yeah, and you're part of that. Like, you're new this year. Is that correct? Like,
yes.
First year.
First year in Portsmouth.
And you're just about to finish, right? We're
yeah,
sitting here in May.
Getting close. We're 5 weeks, but who's counting?
All right, so you must feel pretty proud of what you've accomplished.
Yeah, we have done a lot in terms of like pretty much a whole rebuild. We've done, we now have a sound recording booth for pretty much all things like voiceover work, and if there's a musical artist that wants to come in, they can record something there. School promos, anything really, they can come in.
So you built that?
Built it completely. Soundproofed the whole room, did the whole thing. The students were able to go and design it and kind of put the foams and posters and everything how they wanted. They did all the lighting and everything in there and kind of made it their own.
Yeah, so they had to figure out first, how do you even do that, right?
Yeah.
And I guess a big piece of that is the soundproofing and everything. I mean, I look around here, we've got some sort of carpet on the walls, and it's got to absorb, and anything more special than that?
No, really, it's just very, very basic. There was a pre-existing kind of just bare bones structure that we were able to just reconfigure and really kind of teaching the kids this is where things should go and how things should be properly placed, and now they get to see it and use it, and it's more real and tangible for them now to use.
Yeah, and I guess maybe some specialized equipment in there?
Yes, so off camera, we have brought probably one of our best cameras, our Blackmagic cinema camera. We actually shot all of our short films this year on that camera and one of the other cinema cameras we have. So
and I love that you brought your own camera. So people out there watching don't know, we have our cameras here, but you showed up ready to go too.
Yes, I did bring a couple of our things. Just
I guess it's just part and parcel for what you're all about. I love it.
I like to come prepared or overly prepared.
Yeah. Okay. So back to all the things you're proud of. So we started with sound booth. You got that going. What else?
We cleared out. We have a humongous, kind of probably about the size of this studio space-ish, that we are going to build out next year to be a full-on like 3-piece studio. So we'll have a podcast set, a news/sports/interview set.
Yeah.
And then we're getting a whole bunch of like floor-to-ceiling green screens for special effects and like shooting different scenes
Special
and doing
effects.
all sorts of different
What
things.
kind of craziness happens with a green screen?
This year we did like we
what
don't.
do you have in mind? What's the vision?
The vision is to like, I'm not really in Bermuda. I'm sitting in a classroom on the 3rd floor or like stuff like that. Like, are you really chasing me in a car or are we using Matchbox cars? Like like anything that you can.
So our students are going to get a chance to be very creative.
Yes.
That is super cool.
And they already have a lot of what they've produced this year is just way above and beyond what they were previously doing in the program.
Well, tell me about that. What do you mean?
So this year, a lot of what the students were able to do in our advanced cinematography classes, they submitted for their first National Film Festival. So we just—
Are you serious? A National Film Festival?
So we wrapped 3 different short films, a vlog of a field trip that we went to, and then our school promo.
And tell everybody what a vlog is out there.
So it's just like a video like diary essentially of like something.
Right.
So we went to New York City very recently to tour NBC Studios. So we got to sit in Rockefeller Center and just go to every single floor and look at all the different sets. We almost accidentally ran into Jimmy Fallon.
You were on his set, right?
Yes. They built, so on the 12th floor of NBC, they built a replica set of Jimmy Fallon's set.
Okay.
And if you are a student, or you can go and film a fake talk show on the set of Jimmy Fallon.
So they did that?
They did. So our advanced cinematography class got to go in 2 different groups and actually film a talk show on the set of Jimmy Fallon with the teleprompter.
Okay, anyway, any of us can see that?
Unfortunately, no, due to copyright. But we have clips, so we can eventually, I'll get them over to you. You can watch them.
Oh, that's so cool, though. That's such a special thing for them to get to do.
Yeah, and since they've been in the program, a lot of them are seniors, and they haven't been on any sort of trip or anything before. So having that experience and being able to like walk around New York and walk around the different sites, and we went to Radio City, and we like did a lot.
Yeah, so this trip, you said this was part of, you put something together on this trip that then was submitted to the National Film Festival?
We documented everything. So bus ride in the morning, walking around New York, all the different shops we saw, actually being in Rockefeller Center. We included like little, very quick 2-second like shot bys of us doing the broadcasts and stuff because they wouldn't let us bring cameras in.
Yeah.
But a lot of what it was documenting the whole day and the whole process and how they felt and how they had fun, and really kind of showed the entertainment aspect of that. So they all put it together, they edited it, they filmed it, they storyboarded everything out and put it all together.
Oh, that's terrific. So that submission, maybe, can we see that, or that's all?
So that submission and the 2 short films, one is a drama and one is a comedy, are all on our YouTube channel. If you
Okay, so what is that? And I know we're going to put our banner up, but let's tell everybody what that is.
It's youtube.com/WPHS Live.
WPHS, so Portsmouth High School, PHS Live.
Yes.
All right, so we can all go just check that out on YouTube and see the amazing things that our students are doing.
Yeah.
And it does sound like they had a ball doing it.
Our comedy that we submitted actually got a couple of the staff members involved, so we were able to, we got our SRO, Officer Sylvia, involved. He shot, so the whole premise of it was a student was hit in the head with a dodgeball when he was younger and now thinks he's the assistant school resource officer. So he goes throughout the building and like pulls people over and yells at them for walking too fast and being loud in the cafeteria and things like that. So he made a cameo as his boss. And then at the end we got the principal involved, and he was screaming at him for a half hour in the office. It actually got a couple parents concerned because they didn't know what we were doing. He was just kind of yelling at him for a couple takes.
It was a little dramatic.
It was, but they had a whole bunch of fun doing it, and they put it all together. It's actually quite funny watching the whole thing.
Okay, well, we'll definitely check that out. And then there's a drama too.
Yes, the drama follows one of our juniors, Aiden Chen, as he kind of gets accepted into college and like leaves. So his parents were also actors in the film, so it was heartwarming. It's really kind of sad, but they go throughout him packing, and they cut to like different scenes of his childhood videos and like childhood photos and things of memories he's taken with him to college. And then at the end, he sits on the beach and just kind of contemplates what life will be like later.
So it's a little bit of a Hallmark moment kind of thing. We can get the tissues out.
Super dramatic and super, because drama can be anything, really. So it could be like mysterious, or it could be really, really sad and emotional. And
so do you feel like, are you teaching these kids like the technical aspects of putting this together, or more things like, if we're doing a drama, we're going to have this up close shot, and we're gonna have some tears. Oh, like what?
It's all encompassing.
You're kind of doing it all.
Yes. So we start next year. We're actually gonna have 4 sections of film. Right now we only have 3, and this is the first time that Portsmouth High School is actually going to be offering the introduction class as a full year course. So a lot of what the students learn in the first section will be like framing shots and like public speaking and how sound should work, and really kind of just filming around the school, getting to know the basics, learning just the ins and outs of some of our basic equipment, and then one kind of short film towards the end as their final.
Yeah.
And then the second one builds upon very extensive editing. So they'll learn Adobe Premiere Pro, and they'll learn all of the ins and outs for that. We have a whole curriculum for that. And then by the end of that, they take the practice test at the end. If they can take the practice test, then they know what they're in for the third one, where all of the films are primarily independent. We come up with the ideas and brainstorm as a whole class, and now they should take everything that they learned from the first class and the second class to apply to the third class, and then we allow the students to get Adobe certified at the end of the third course. And
that's a true certification that they can take with them into the workforce.
So a lot of the students are going, I know there's one student going off to PACE, there's one student going off to URI for film, and if they get credentialed, they're giving them college credit and everything for that. So they have the opportunity for that as they move on.
I want to come take the class.
Come, please. If you want to, you can. My door is always open. I tell that to everyone. My students are looking for extras right now for they're shooting a short film that we're actually submitting to the Newport Film Festival. So two of our second levels, they're doing horror films right now. They're going to be submitting as well.
Ooh, I've always wanted to be in a good horror film. That person that you're like, don't go in there.
Well, the funny thing is they shot a scene yesterday. It was actually kind of, it freaked me out. They were shooting in our old gym, and they were in the locker room, and I'm not spoiling anything, I promise. But as they were filming, the camera shut off and was giving like mic feedback. And then when they turned it on, the camera was like weirdly colored. And we were like, no, we're good. So we packed up and immediately left. We're like, no, we're filming a horror movie and this is scary. So now we're going to walk away and call it.
But that was totally random.
No, totally random and no idea. So, who knows?
Okay, but still,
if you believe in that stuff, a little creepy crawly. But they,
you guys are having so much fun. You're having so much fun.
It is an absolute blast. It is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've done just in my free time for 2 decades now. And I'm a big into like music production and video production. And during COVID, we all had a lot of downtime. So I taught myself how to edit videos and how to do all things, which moved me into this position. Yeah. So something I've been able to do for 20 years out of fun, I'm able to bring to the classroom now. Yeah. And just to have fun with them. It doesn't even feel like I'm teaching most of the time. It feels like I'm just part of the group.
Well, that's the key. And part of why I was introduced to you, we had Cindy Perry on this show. And I think she has a similar philosophy about how do you make it fun,
Yes.
right? How do you make it come to life? And so she was like, you got to talk to Ryan, probably for exactly the same reason. Is you're just, these kids are very lucky to have that. And how interesting that you kind of self-taught, you're a little self-taught in this, in this field. But it sounds like there's a great kind of platform here. You know, Portsmouth has been experimenting with this, and now they're ready to take it to another level, it sounds like.
Yeah, so next year we're actually going to be like super expanding. So we're going to try, with the 4th class, the students are actually going to have more of an independent focus on, now you've done everything that you could, you are now in charge of this program. So a lot of what we're going to give these students, who are mostly going to be seniors by this time, you guys are now going to run our YouTube channel. So here's independent programming, here's a podcast, here's something that you might want to do, just do it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to do that, but then hopefully, I'm still hoping we get permission to do it, we want to bring back the Portsmouth High School Film Festival. It is something that a previous teacher did for years, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And I want to bring it back and make it more student focused. So one of the main goals for me, at least for this class, is to have them run that. And a lot of what we really try to focus on is, like, we call it work-based learning. So like, how do you take what you have and apply it to the community? And this is one thing, like, you're giving back to your school by putting this on, and you're allowing that to happen. So a lot of the focus of that is not only their independent work, but really kind of showing how you can show what others are doing.
Super real skills for life.
Yes.
I mean, that's tremendous. That is super, super exciting.
And since they all are going to be coming with me next year, I have them now.
Right.
And then with the new layout that we're going to have, hopefully next year.
You mean in the studio?
In the studio, I let them design it. So I said, listen, when we start running cables and everything, I said, where do you think we should put it? Like, where do you want this? What is ideal for you? And they mapped it out. They drew it on the board. They said, we think this, no, well, this goes here, this goes, and they did it. So we're taking those plans and actually putting them into fruition over the summer, hopefully, to try and build that up for next year.
Yeah, so you get some stuff set, and then I just think about this studio that we're in right here too. Like, some stuff has to be mobile. You've got to be able to shift lights. You've got to, you know, there are ladders everywhere. Our audience can't see that, but that's kind of lots of things to think about. And they're going to be on the ground floor designing it.
Yes, and it's we have the equipment and not a lot of the. Well, when we have the space now, it's more of expanding and building upon what we didn't have to make it what we do have, and really giving them the opportunity to have all of that for them.
So is the big step up about the space?
Well, it's not just that.
What is it?
It's the space, the furniture, the sets, the lighting, everything. We have.
Let's talk furniture for a second. Like, so what are you excited about this?
So we, like, a lot of what, like, my principal's been bugging me all year, like, we got to do a podcast. Like, we got to do one. Like, we got to get more people in. Like, the school that he was at previously, they did, like, the principal would come on for morning announcements, and they'd be interviewed, like, big comfy chairs and, like, whatever. And so I was like, oh, okay, we can do that probably next year. But he's like, oh, what do we do now? So for our broadcast journalism class, I kind of like was like, hey guys, we're gonna do this. We're gonna try it and see what it's like. So two of our students, Adam and Charlie, they're seniors, they're graduating. So I gave them the reins to host it. So
podcast.
It's a podcast slash, in theory. We're not as, like, committed to a timeline as we should be, but they learn that that's how you get engagement. But we were able to score some furniture very recently from a lovely woman in Warwick who donated these big comfy swivel podcast chairs for us. So we have, like, a full-on podcast set pretty much already built. And the kids are doing interviews, and right now we're doing senior spotlights where they're just pulling in seniors and, like, what are you doing after college, and, like, having those just fun conversations and things, kind of like we are.
And do you find, let's just talk really quickly about, like, what you see these kids, like, you know, are some nervous or some, you know, are they swiveling around in circles?
It's all over the place. The chairs, like, they move and it's side to side, and, like, students don't know how to be in front of a camera like they think they do because, I'm on my phone. But they get in the camera and they get in the chair and they're just sitting there looking at the camera and literally just doing this in the chair. And they got the mic on and they got this and they don't understand that, hey, stop moving.
Right.
Picking up in the microphone.
I get in some trouble on this show. The guys are like, will you stop being so expressive? And I have to rein myself in.
Yeah.
I just want to lean in right now. I want to lean in, but I can't, or else I get all out of camera frame and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly learning.
And that's one of the biggest problems that too is that you have to like kind of coach them. So like Charlie's been great with directing these senior spotlights when a lot of the students who haven't been able to really be in front of a camera ever, we bring them in and they're like, oh my God, this is so cool that we're able to do this. But like, I'm nervous and I don't want to be in front of a camera. It's like, you're on the football team and you're like varsity.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're
like,
how are you so nervous?
Of people,
right. Like how
then
are
you
so
get in front of a
nervous?
camera.
I don't know. I don't know.
It is
let me
really
spin.
interesting.
And it's like, it's different to see.
Well, I find that too with guests on the show here too. Some are so wildly comfortable and it just, and then others just, it's like a freeze up. And, it's really fun and interesting and people you maybe wouldn't even expect, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes the loudest, most boisterous extroverts get in front of a camera and all of a sudden it's like they're a different person.
Like, so what do you do over the summer? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can we do it again? It's like, I guess.
Yeah.
And then a lot of some of the intermediate class kids in the horror films, like, they're quiet in class and they don't say anything. And it's like, very thing. But it's like, hey, can I be the main character in the horror film? And it's like, sure, tell your group. Okay. And then you hear them in the next room over going like, like screaming. And it's like, hey.
Well, that's what's really...
What are you doing? It's like, oh, that's me,
that is what is so special about the kinds of stuff that you're teaching is it gives people an opportunity to explore, maybe different aspects, or you get to see different parts of their personalities come out, right? Just because of the nature of the creative platform that you've given them. And that maybe other teachers might not get to see simply because it's more traditional, right?
Yeah. And a lot of what I really care about as a teacher is like, I want students to be creative. I want students to like no idea is a bad idea for me. I mean, if it's not school appropriate, you probably shouldn't bring it in. But I'm not going to turn down an idea if it means it's something that you like to do. Like if you want to film yourself going on a skateboard and like doing this and then you fall, just don't drop the camera. I don't care what you want to do as long as you're able to creatively express yourself in a way that matters to you. And I think that a lot of what was like there before a little bit, but now is their full blast, is giving those students the opportunity to do that. And a lot of what I hear every day, it's like, Mr. Bailey, like, we're so happy that you're here because you let us be us. Like, we're here and we're just kind of letting it go. So like, especially with this advanced cinematography class, like I told them, hey guys, I don't care what genre it is, come up with this film. They come into work, I give a very brief lecture, and then they're like, all right, let's sit in a circle, brainstorm. All right, these are the 5 characters. This is this, this is this. Hey guys, here's the script writing software. Great. They come in, takes 3 classes. They spend time after school. One of my students was there incredibly late yesterday, just editing a whole bunch of stuff that they filmed like as bloopers.
And psyched about that.
And they love it. They love every minute. They want to be there. And it's just having that and like being able to have that comfortability and that like that rapport with students that they are that comfortable to be there. That's everything for me, especially in this program.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did we hit, I want to talk about your business leaders thing too, but
yes.
But I don't want to cut you off on
no, that's fine.
the proud moments for this digital media. Anything else that you want to?
No, we can definitely transition. We should be hearing back from results for the short films and stuff. They said by the end of May.
Okay.
So hopefully we can bring some trophies back and it'll be a good first year for the new revamp.
You know what? And it's already a good first year. I can tell. I can tell just listening to you how exciting it is.
Yeah, so the other program that you alluded to a minute ago, it's a brand new club to Portsmouth. It's called the Future Business Leaders of America. What it does is it takes a lot of students who are into things like business, marketing, engineering, stocks, coding, any like career field, and gives them an opportunity to not only meet real life industry professionals, but it gives them a chance to take things that they might do or love in their free time that they don't normally do in school and compete at the state and national level. So this year we only have 7 members. All 7 members placed in the top 10 at a national level in some sort of competition this year. So we had one student place 2nd place in the entire state for agriculture or agribusiness, they're calling it. Another one did the stock market challenge, and he came in 3rd in the state overall. And there's hundreds of students from like Barrington and East Greenwich, Smithfield, Lincoln, all over the state. So these students who, brand new program, and there's only 7 of them, they govern themselves, we run the meeting, and they kind of just do their own thing. They competed themselves, and our president Bradley, he's graduating this year, and our vice president Maggie, she just got nominated for a presidential medal for academics. So a lot of our students are like really taking things to the next level. Like one of my students, Kat, she's going to be our president next year, built a whole social media thing for our upcoming school store for marketing and graphic design, and she won 4th place overall in the entire state out of like hundreds of students. So they were able to bring home a lot of different plaques and awards and things this year as a brand new program that we've never offered before. And next year we're going to build it into our business and entrepreneurship pathway, so we get a lot of those students who are interested in that. And now we're launching, hopefully in October, November, our school store. So they designed it, they like pretty much were involved in getting all the furniture, like what we want to order, what we want to build out, and now we're slowly starting to build it. We got a heat press, we're going to start actually getting a lot of that put together so they can run a business in the school as part of this program for next year.
Wow.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot. I tell you, it's a lot of great, like so many ideas. How do you even prioritize your own time?
I don't know. They always say that I need to clone myself. I'm very like, I'm all over the place, but I'm also somebody who like, I need to get it done. So if it needs to get done, it's got to get done. And I'm very kind of all over the place in terms of like ideas and how to make things better. And I never think about the negative. I never want to think about like what we don't have. It's like, all right, what do we work with what we do have? And how can we expand on that to then get what we want? So whether it be this Future Business Leaders of America, we didn't have people. Well, we won a whole bunch of awards and now we have people. Like, and we're getting more people. And then with the film program, it's the same way. So just being able to kind of bring my own ideas with students' ideas and our staff. And
well, I think that's what I'm gathering is like there's so many great ideas, and you're the kind of teacher that lets the students really mold something and shape something and get involved. And I mean, like that's how it's actually getting done is you're allowing them to do that. And you love the creativity and you love the, you know, just all the different pathways things can go.
And it actually helps that we do have, you know, our principal, Dr. Heath, our superintendent, Dr. Kenworthy, you know, Ms. Kerwin, she's been absolutely fantastic. And the good thing about it is they really never say no. Like, so it's like bringing up a good idea, they're not going to say no to a good idea.
Stop
so
that train.
I'm really appreciative that they have me here to have that and share that with everyone.
Sounds like you have the best job in the world, especially for you.
Feels like it.
Thank you so much for being on this show.
Of
course. It's been a treat, and I hope you'll come back.
Oh, I will, whenever you want me here.
All right, great. This has been Portsmouth This Week with my guest, Ryan Bailey, the digital media instructor at the Portsmouth High School.